Now let us study next kingdom. The organisms in this kingdom have got a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. Have you guessed it? Yes. It is kingdom Plantae. All the members of kingdom Plantae have got cells which have got a rigid cell wall which is made up of cellulose. So all plants are generally autotrophic. There are few which may be insectivorous like Venus flytrap, and there may be some plants which are parasitic like Ascuta. They lack chlorophyll. All plants are divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. We'll study their details in next chapter. So all plants, they show alternation in their generation. They may be diploid or haploid, or you can say sporophytic or gametophytic. So there is always an alternation from the asexual phase to the sexual phase. This alternation between sexual and asexual phase is called alternation of generation. We'll study different types of alternation of generations in different types of plants in next chapter. So the next and last kingdom is kingdom Animalia. Even human beings are in kingdom Animalia. All the members of kingdom Animalia have got cell which lacks the cell wall. All the members of kingdom Animalia are heterotrophic. They may be herbivorous or carnivorous or omnivorous. So they take the food goes into the alimentary canal where digestion takes place, and it is stored. The stored food material is there in the liver in the form of fat. Animals take the food, and that taking in is called ingestion. So they take in the food by the ingestion, it goes into the alimentary canal, and then the digestion takes place and the excretory part is egested out. In animals, there is sexual dimorphism, that is, there are males and females. And after fertilization of gametes, embryo development takes place, and the embryo grows into the young one and then into adult. Some animals like primates, they have a very well developed nervous and muscular system. We'll study about them later on. All animals have a property called locomotion. So R.H. Whitaker divided the complete biodiversity into these 5 kingdoms. But there are certain drawbacks as well. Some organisms like virus, viroids and lichens, they were not included in these 5 kingdoms. So let us study little detail about these organisms. Let us first take viruses. So viruses are actually the nucleoproteins. The term virus was given by Louis Pasteur. The meaning of virus is poison. So it was first observed that there is a disease called as tobacco mosaic virus or tobacco mosaic disease. So these viruses, what actually do, they enter the host, take the machinery of the host to multiply them. Inside the host only they can reproduce. Outside the host they cannot reproduce. That's why they are called obligate parasites. Outside the host they can remain long living for a very, very long time. So as I mentioned you, it was D.J. Ivanovsky who first observed a disease called as tobacco mosaic disease, where he could see the leaves of tobacco, they became crumpled or mosaic, and the organism which is responsible for that disease is called tobacco mosaic virus, TMV. It was M.W. Bizernick who extracted the fluid from these diseased tobacco plants, and when he introduced this fluid to a healthy plant, they also started showing the disease. So he called as contagium vivum fluidum, means infectious living fluid. So later on, W.M. Stanley, he crystallized certain proteins from this fluid. So we can say that viruses can be kept as crystallized structure, crystallized protein outside the body of the host, and they can remain in that form for a very long period of time. But if we see the viruses may have genetic material, that is RNA or DNA, surrounded by a protein covering. You can see the outer form is protein covering and inner form is the genetic material. Genetic material may be RNA or DNA. Most of the plants, they have got single stranded RNA, but most of the animal viruses have double stranded RNA. So most of the viruses are causing different very dreadful diseases. Next comes the bacteriophage. Bacteriophages are those viruses which are attacking bacteria. They are having genetic material in the form of double stranded RNA. So all these viruses have got a capsid which is made up of protein. You can see that polyhedral capsid made up of capsomere, and green colored structure, that is genetic material, and this genetic material may be DNA or RNA. So this is about the viruses. So viruses are responsible for so many different types of plant diseases and animal diseases, human diseases. So you know, common cold, coronavirus, mumps, smallpox, chickenpox, polio, all these dreadful diseases are viral diseases. So after virus, even AIDS is caused by a virus called HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. So after virus, we will study about viroids. Viroids are even smaller than viruses. They do not have any protein covering. They have only genetic material. It was identified by T.O. Diner in 1971. He observed that these infectious organisms have only low molecular weight RNA without any protein covering. They are responsible for diseases. You can see there is only a free RNA without any protein covering. They are mainly responsible for plant diseases like potato spindle tuber disease. Next comes the lichens. Lichens, as I told you during the kingdom fungi, they are a symbiotic association between two organisms. One algae, other fungi. You can see these yellow colored part, they are fungi, and green colored parts are the algae. So the algal part is called as phycobiont. Phycology is the study of algae, that's why we say phycobiont part. And this yellow colored fungal part is called as mycobiont, because mycology is the study of fungi. So what is the function? Like green part, that is algae, it is photosynthetic in nature, and fungi, it provides nutrition and protection to algae. So they live in mutualism or symbiotic nature. So these are the 5 kingdoms along with these organisms.